Hello friends and welcome to Miss Debbie's Storytime. I'm so happy you're here to join me. Today is a special day because it's the day before Dr. Seuss's birthday. Now if you don't know who Dr. Seuss is an author, and that is a person who writes books. And he wrote so many children's books for us to enjoy. They're super fun books because they involve a lot of rhyming words and lots of silly words that make it so much fun to read. Some of the books that he has written that you may have read are Green Eggs and Ham, The Grinch, Left Foot. Let's think of some of the other ones. Miss Debbie has One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. There's also It's Not Easy Being a Bunny. And the book that we are going to be reading today is one of my favorites. It's a smaller book, but it has a lot of good stuff in it. It's called Mr. Brown Can Moo. Can You? By Dr. Seuss, the book of wonderful noises. Before we get started reading our book, Miss Debbie is going to need some help from you making some fun sounds. So here we go. Mr. Brown can moo. Can you? Can you moo? Let's hear you moo. Yes! Great mooing! Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. He can sound like a cow. He can go moo, moo. He made that cow happy. Okay, let's see what other sounds he can make. He can sound like a bee. Mr. Brown can buzz. See the bees? How about you? Can you go buzz, buzz? Can you go buzz, buzz? Let me hear. Nice job. You sound just like a bee. He can sound like a cork popping out of a bottle. Pop, 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 pop. He can sound like horse feet. Clop, clop, clop. Those are silly sounds. He can sound like a rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. He can sound like an owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. Mr. Brown can do it. How about you? Can you sound like a rooster? Let's hear you say cock-a-doodle-doo. Nice job. How about like an owl? Hoo, 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 hoo. Yes, great job. He can sound like the rain. Dibble, 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 dop. Dibble, 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 dop, dop, dop. He can sound like a clock. He can tick and he can talk. He can sound like a hand on a door. Knock, knock. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown is a wonder. Boom, boom, boom. Mr. Brown makes thunder. Oh, he makes lightning. Splat, splat, splat. And it's very, very hard to make a noise like that. Mr. Brown can whisper, whisper. Very soft and very high. Like the soft, soft whisper of a butterfly. Maybe you can too. I think you ought to try. Can you whisper really low? Whisper, whisper. And really high? That might be hard. Whisper, whisper. You try. Oh, the wonderful sounds Mr. Brown can do. Why don't you try to do them too? Turn the page and let's review. Can you make the sounds? You follow Miss Debbie. Moo, moo. Good job. Buzz, buzz. Pop, pop. Clop. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Hoo, hoo. Good. Dibble-dibble-dop. Tick-tock. Knock-knock. Boom-boom. And splat. Nice sounds, everyone. And last but not least, a whisper, whisper. Whisper, whisper. And that is that. All the different sounds Mr. Brown can make. And you can too. Okay, so now it's time for our craft and our activity. Miss Debbie has included some printables if you have a printer. I have a C is for cow coloring sheet for you. And then I have some printables that have the sound of certain things on them. What you can do is cut these papers in half, and then you are going to scatter the papers in a circle or any design that you want on the floor in your living room or kitchen, wherever you have the space. And what you're going to do is you're going to walk from one piece of paper and stretch your legs out and try to reach the other piece of paper. And when you land on the piece of paper, your adult that you have with you can read the paper to you and ask you what the sound is. Like this one says, "What does an owl say?" And then you can say what an owl says, and if you get it right, you can jump on to the next paper. So that's a fun activity that you can do. The last activity that we have is we are going to make a noisemaker, something that makes sound, just like all the sounds that Mr. Brown can make. Miss Debbie is going to be making hers with an empty plastic water bottle today. And what I am going to do is fill it with either some macaroni or some beans, or you can mix both. You can also use rice or beads if you have beads at home, or some small pieces of cereal. Anything that you have that you think might make a really cool sound, you can use. So what I'm going to do is fill up my water bottle with some pieces of macaroni here. This is really good for strengthening your fine motor skills, making your fingers nice and strong. And that's that. I'm going to mix in some dried beans here. If you have a funnel, you can use that. Miss Debbie doesn't have a funnel, but I like touching the beans and feeling them on my fingers and putting them in here. Then once I have it filled up, you can fill it with as much as you would like. I'm going to put my cover on. Put it on nice and tight. You don't want to lose any of the pieces and make a mess all over your house, especially if you have a smaller brother or sister. You don't want them to choke on any of these pieces. Now you can leave it plain like this if you'd like, or you can do what Miss Debbie's going to do. And I took a sheet of paper, I folded it in half, and I am going to wrap it around my bottle. Actually, before I wrap it around my bottle, I think I might color it a little bit and make some fancy designs for my noisemaker. Maybe I'll make some silly circles, and I'll throw in a different color too. Maybe I'll make some circles. And let's see what color. Maybe purple. Maybe I'll make some purple stars. You can do whatever you would like for your noisemaker. And I'm going to take a piece of tape, and I am going to take my paper and put it in the middle, and I'm just going to tape down my first piece to hold it in place. Then I'm going to wrap around my second piece here. I'm going to take another piece of tape and tape it in the back. And there's my noisemaker. Let's see what sound my noisemaker makes. It makes the sound of maybe corn popping. Can you think of another sound that might sound like? Well, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna make your very own noisemaker. If you don't have a plastic water bottle, you can also use 2 cups and fill them with whatever you'd like. Put one on top of the other, and then you can attach them with one piece of tape on the top and one on the bottom, and you're gonna go all the way around until you have it closed nice and tight. You can also use a paper plate and fill that with some of your fillers, and then you're going to take the other plate and maybe decorate that a little bit before you attach it. And you can attach it with some tape, or you can use a stapler and have someone help you staple around the edges to put that together. So those are some fun ideas for some noisemakers that you can make for fun. Well, I hope you had fun reading our book, Mr. Brown Can Moo Can You, and making some of our crafts. And before we say goodbye, Miss Debbie had another fun idea to show you. And it is a box full of sounds. Now you can make this at home. You can even put your things in a paper bag, any kind of box. And what you're going to do is have your mom or dad or brother or sister put some things in the box, and then you're going to take them out and you're going to see if you can guess what sounds they make. What sound does a snake make? That's right, a snake makes that sound. Yikes. Let's see what else Miss Debbie has in here. A train. What sound does a train make? That's right, choo choo. Let's see, one more I have in here. What's this? A horse. That's right. What sound does a horse make? Neigh, neigh. Very good. Well, you get the idea. Miss Debbie has filled this with lots of different sounds, so I want you to have fun making sounds with your family too. So I hope you had fun, and until I see you all next week, stay happy and healthy, my friends. Bye.